Hey guys, welcome back. Building Big with City Skylines, episode 32. I'm Enigmius, and today we're just kind of having a casual build stuff day because we're about due for one. I've done a few things since the last episode, not a ton. I've kind of expanded our highway. This was sort of the highway that we established quite some time ago, and it came down here, and then it just, similar to what it is now, kind of a dead end. Because we hadn't purchased this plot of land down here yet, so we just kind of stopped it knowing that eventually it would extend down into here. I filled this out a little bit more, specifically the ramps going on and off the highway from the access roads to either side. And then I straightened out this section of highway here. We've got sort of our custom-made traffic circle that goes all the way down here, and then we've got this sort of nub end that will eventually end up being bulldozed and updated with something that doesn't look so awful once we start expanding into this area down here. So we've got this, basically almost this whole plot of land untouched that we can use. And then over here, I haven't really done a lot. I did this road down here that basically extended down this way. We bought this section of land as well, so now we have access to the beachfront. And then I ran this road, this 4-lane road with trees, all the way along here, and then back up so that it can, you know, people can get here from the bridges and bring it all the way down there, and then still be able to get back up towards some other semblance of civilization through that way. But I kind of wanted this beachfront area to be really high density, like high density residential, high density commercial, but not pushing all the way back to this industrial area, just kind of like a belt that runs along this way. And maybe a little bit up this way we'll have riverfront and then beachfront properties for people to pay lots of taxes in, maybe, possibly. But mostly trying to figure out where we're going to be setting things up in the long term, because if we don't do a little bit of pre-planning, it's kind of one of those things where it catches up to us and then all of a sudden we have no clue what we're doing and no clue how to fix it. So what I want to do today is actually just some mucking about with a traffic asset that I made some time ago. I have to find it. Square interchange, no. I think it was square circle. There it is. I made this a while ago just as a really super... nuts. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to... There we go. Like a really simple kind of asset that you could put down like a stamp, basically, and just over and over and over again stamp things, and it would make sort of this custom-made neighborhood with all kinds of room for zoning, and, you know, room to put parks and other services in as well. So we're going to leave that one that we stamped accidentally for now, and I think we're just going to kind of do a little something up here. I've got water service extended to this entire area where we are now, so that we don't have to worry too much about setting that up. We can just kind of go ahead and plant whatever we want. There's basically 4 tiles between these things when you just stamp them right next to each other like that, which is the ideal sort of size for things to grow and flourish to their maximum possible size. And then what did we have down here? We had 2 lane with trees like so, and then we can extend this down and everything will just naturally fit. It'll be fantastic. We are very much out in the middle of nowhere, and that's fine. We don't have to be necessarily nestled up against anything. I want to set this up as actually an office area in the middle of nowhere. And then while we're free, we're just going to get rid of this guy because we were trying to rotate and we hit the wrong button, and that's why he wound up getting placed here instead of somewhere that was actually useful. And then we can come back here and we can pick up the small braided squared circle. Yes, that's the one. And I guess we'll have to do it like that. That's fine. And another, and another, and another. So basically I have these auto traffic circles that are being built without having to do anything crazy whatsoever. I don't have to muck about with angles or curves or bends or counting or anything like that. We just stamp it and we're good to go. A little bit of extra space in between that I would prefer to not have there because it's kind of wasted space. but it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. So we're not going to be too concerned about that. And what we can do is just come in like this, continuing the theme of just stamp it. We've got a 4-lane road coming down this way that we'll use to connect like that. 4-lane with trees, bringing it all the way down here. We want it straight. And in order to support that, we'll go like that, and then like that. That works fairly well. And then we've got more. Is this... I have to get in close here to see. Is it... It's 6. It's 6 lanes, but it's being cheeky. It should have another arrow there. Almost. It almost got the best of us before we even got started. But we paid attention for once. And we're the ones who came out on top. So we'll go like that. And like that. And then later on we can build in some roads down here to make use of that. Here we have room for all these services. Let's see, what do we got? We want something like... no, we want to put it in the middle. We went out of our way to set this up so that we could put stuff in the middle. We want to make sure we put it in the middle. What about here? Oh, there we go. See, it just fits. We don't have to muck about. We don't have to drive ourselves to distraction trying to figure out where we're going to place things. We've just got that spot that works and everybody's happy. Education, we're not trying to keep the people in this particular part of the city down, so to speak. We can put a school in there. What else do we need? We need... Oh, we need a clinic. We are going to need a clinic, and no, we can't put a clinic in there, but we can put a clinic there. Can we fit a crematorium? No. It would be nice if we could, but we can't. So we will put the crematorium down here, trying again to keep it close to the clinic. And we've got power that we can route up through there. So we've got very little demand for office space, but really the only demand that we have for much of anything right now is industrial or office space. So it makes a little bit of sense that we would put it there. And we're going to put a high school in here. Look at this. Oh, we got all this space up here. We can put our high school. We're going to put it over this way. Over this way because we don't want its influence extending over here. I mean, it makes you feel like just such an asshole to be making sure that these people don't have access to education so that they can keep our industrial area going. But at the same time, it's also very entertaining, I have to say. It's not my fault. I didn't make the rules. And we're going to set up the bus routes because it's generally fairly quick and easy to do that. We've done it enough times now that we've got a certain measure of familiarity. We kind of skipped that a little bit, but that's okay. It's not a critical kind of thing. We'll stop there, and there, yeah, we'll go like that. And again, if we can make this so that we can do it all with one route to do all the doubling back and coverage on the other side of this street that we are tend to want, then that's kind of the ideal situation for me. But in this case, we're gonna probably help ourselves to accomplish that by doing this part now. Yes, we'll do it, and then like this. That works. And now we're on the other side, coming around down like this guy. These prefab neighborhoods, they tend to kind of simplify things to a certain degree. I rather like them, but we have to be a little bit careful about how we're doing this, because I had one bus loop where I made some adjustments to the streets around it, and everything just sort of wound up being 4 times the connections for the same loop. It was just it was the same loop, but there were 4 times as many buses running on it for no reason other than the roads changed, and that's what the game updated it to, and it was kind of a problem. We ended up having to basically dismantle the entire route and do it all over again just to get things under control, because you can't put that many extra buses on the road without traffic problems. It doesn't work that way. So we have yeah, we're coming around here to the final shenanigan. So that's not bad. It's not perfect, but none of our bus routes ever are, and they don't have to be. Do I want to worry about that now? Actually, you know what we can put in place now is a metro station down here, because we know we're going to need it eventually. Look at that. Right beside a very noisy place in the city. But again, that worked out pretty well. So for this, wow, this is quite the stretch. We're gonna run it down like so, and there will be opportunity later to connect other metro stations onto this line as well. And we'll send it back up here. That looks not too bad. It's not fantastic, but it could be a lot worse. So now we have a metro station down here that would hopefully take some of the pressure off the traffic system, and people for the office areas can get to work, and then they get off on the metro, and then they get onto the bus, and it takes them wherever they need to be. They don't have to walk real fast because they're late and get all sweaty in their suits and stuff. Nobody likes to be sweaty in a suit, let me tell you. It's just, life's too short for that kind of crap. And now we could just kind of let it go and see how it's going to work. I found that one of the things that I really like to do... Did I destroy some of the power lines? I did. Look at that. Quickly restore that. Jerks. One of the things that I found surprisingly entertaining was watching the buildings pop up along this section here, because each time they pop up, they change the... Yeah, you see, they have to build this massive foundation area before they can put the building on it, so things kind of pop up a little bit more aggressively than they would elsewhere. I put this walkway all the way along here that follows the zone tiles, so that the walkway will never be in the way of any of these buildings that are trying to spring up. But when all the buildings are in place, it'll have this nice concrete walkway following it along to make sure that things are working the way that they're supposed to. And now we've got upgrades taking place. We've got offices springing up fairly aggressively, which is nice to see. Commercial demand is increasing, which is good, because if we go down here, you can see we've got some high-density commercial zoned in here already that you know, people can grow into and help offset some of that commercial demand. Then we'll have this office area here, and then we'll do some more stamping, and we'll put in some more high-density residential and commercial down here, all the way up here through here, and then do the same thing around and up there. So in pretty good shape for the beachfront property section. We haven't really been doing much by the way of growth lately, because it's just been sort of getting things zoned in and then building around them to support them. They haven't really had a chance to start performing yet, but hopefully this will be one of the steps that we take that puts us back on track. We're coming up on 29,000 people. We are still turning a profit, which is always very nice. And in the next episode, we're going to see where this brings us and start expanding a little bit more. So if you want to be notified when I add that episode, as always, you can subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media. Links for social media are always in the information box below the video. Please leave your comments and feedback. Look at all these buses trying to get around this horrible, horrible loop. It's not my fault. There's no other cars. Oh, now we got some cars coming down. Crazy buses. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.